So let that thing alone. You know, I mean, my head grows all over the place. You know what?
I may live in Seattle, but I always have a sunny disposition.
I know exactly who my friends are, and they're all named Benjamin.
I'm Michelle from the Bronx, and I'm far from a real housewife.
I'm Eric, and I have a dog.
Hey everybody, and welcome to your favorite Bravo weekly recap of your favorite Bravo TV shows. Look, I'm gonna go with that because you know the deal by now. We're covering for you guys the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, as well as the Vanderpump finale, Pump Rules, and then Housewives of Atlanta, and Shahs weren't on this week, but they're on next week. But then again, we weren't on last week, and we had to fill you in on some of that as well. P.S. Dying to talk about Stassi wiping her face off, but I have to hold it for the show. Don't forget to stick around to the end of the show because there's going to be a special announcement. But without further ado, you know the deal. You can follow me over on Twitter. I'm at Reality Recaps.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeffrey Marks. You can find me on Twitter at Jeff Marks the Spot. We're here to talk about the housewives, etc. Housewives.
Hey, it's John Richardson, ready to dish about the housewives and Vanderpump. You can reach me at Comedy Jonah on Twitter.
Hey everybody, it's Michelle from the Bronx. You can find me at You Got Bronx on Twitter.
Hey everybody, let's talk about housewives.
I think turtles are in discussion right now. Can we talk about turtles, like turtles on the wall?
Like turtle time?
Like anything that has to do with turtles, because apparently they needed to waste 5 minutes of our time on it. Really?
Oh, it was not a waste of time to sit there and go have Kim go, turtles, turtles, I love turtles. It was not a waste of time at all.
Kim is not wasted or doing drugs or drinking anymore. I don't know what you're implying, John.
Her conversation and the choice of conversation and what they were actually talking about, not being about them and being about Taylor, kind of disturbed me.
I think Kim looks for things to talk about that are deflective. I think she walks into a room, sees turtles on a wall and ghosts in a fireplace, so she doesn't have to focus on that. I think it's an ex-addict / process recovery addicty person's defense mechanism, and I think that's what that is.
Well, too, I think once you're in recovery, then you kind of want to help everyone else, right? So now you're looking for people. Ooh, they're drinking too much. Ooh, I'm going to be the voice of reason this time. Oh, I had the last intervention? Oh, okay. I'm going to have someone else be the last intervention. Yeah.
No, you're both wrong. What it is girlfriend is snorting coke and getting drunk in the bathroom and realizing she needs to just get the attention off of herself. So she's trying to steer the season to make Kim be the alcoholic now because she knows ever since she got...
be the alcoholic.
I mean Taylor be the alcoholic because ever since she got the nose job, she's back on the crack.
She's a coke person. She's a pills and booze person to me.
Yeah.
Please, I'm sure if a pile of coke landed in front of her face, she wouldn't turn it down.
Oh, come on. I think
she'd have to for at least 6 weeks with her new nose, right?
No, I think the drug dealer hightailed it when she was peeking through the curtains after the smorgasbord spread that wasn't touched like the first episode. So I don't think she has that connection anymore.
That nose job sure is good, though. I gotta say, it's good work. It just doesn't match the rest of her face now.
I don't know if you guys heard, Paul could have done a much better job.
But, you know, friends don't do surgery on friends.
Well, I think it's just crazy, and it's like an alternate universe. If Kim is the voice of reason as far as getting an intervention for anyone, I was looking, is the sky red? I mean, what's going on? Where are we? Where do we live now?
The locusts are here. They're coming.
Yeah, right?
They're coming.
I thought she would have flipped the fuck out. And simply because she knows it's on camera, she knows the way the show can be edited. So I would be pissed if my friends were like, Eric, we're having an intervention for you, and here's the camera crew. I would have been pissed.
Well, because I think if you look defensive, you look more guilty. And so I think her just taking that like that was I actually very smart on her part, I think.
True. True.
We'll see what happens at the reunion, though. I bet she has some things to say.
You could say we'll watch what happens live.
Why can't we just have Jennifer go there? If that's the case.
Well, Jennifer is the next step, definitely. But Michelle, if your kid was at my house and you called me up I just can't. What? My kid's there?
John, gays aren't allowed to watch children. Next.
I meant puppy. Aren't puppies our children?
They are. And speaking of puppies being our children, Lisa, the disgusting puff of hair off of your dog's paw, it's not a Muppet, and it was cute the first time. Then think of your poor dog every time it rains or it probably pisses on its fur hair pile. I'm just saying, it's a little gross. Can we just kind of...
Eric, are you picking on that sweet little pup?
That sweet, precious little soul.
Precious little thing. It's so precious.
It's a living thing that loves.
Yes. So what are we missing?
It's a precious soul.
I love the dog. Therefore, the puff of hair that she just has growing because she thinks it's cute.
Eric, I gotta disagree again, and I'll go even further into why. It's because I think Lisa Vanderpump is all about job creation, and I bet she has somebody whose job it is, or maybe 2 shifts of people, just to walk around that dog and clean that little tuft of hair. And I think you're taking away somebody's employment. Should you complain about it a little further?
Okay.
We're in a recession.
Okay,
These are tough times.
I just want you to know that the person that is talking about the paw, the hair on the paw, butchered his dog's paws not too long ago. Okay, so really, Eric, come on.
Okay, fine. Animal cruelty. Kill the dog.
No.
Death to the dog. Death. I hope your dog dies.
The dog's cameo is to take about 10 steps, enough for a gift for Andy at Watch What Happens Live, and then he gets carried around the rest of the time. Like, the hair on the paw is the only place that the dog can grow hair, so let that thing alone. You know, I mean, my hair grows all over the place. You know what?
First of all, I thought the whole Jaws music was entirely rude and inappropriate, even though it was hysterical.
The interesting thing about the Oscars is it's not on Bravo or relevant to this show. But
how about topic shift? How about how Lisa Vanderpump is only 5 years older than Ken's son, her stepson?
He has that old European mullet hair, greasy.
Yes, but if Ken is super old, he could have had that kid when he was like 16.
16. Oh, there's Ken now.
When he was 19.
Hold on, we have an answer. Ken.
Oh, good. Ken, how old is your son?
I'm ageless. I'm ageless. I have no age. I'm 617. There you go. I'm an English vampire.
So you know Yolanda then. You've known her for a long time.
Yes. Yolanda turned me. She's 1,012.
What I didn't understand wasn't his hip surgery like less than a month ago, even in our filming time? And that kid was taking him, throwing him on the beach, and flipping him around with his...
Gonna kill him.
He's fine, but... Now, she was Lisa's friend, right? What was her name?
Yes,
Sue?
her name was Sue. Sue Warren.
And they were girlfrils together and actresses and dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. She's just not aging well in San Tropez at all.
No, ma'am.
Well,
because even though he looks 85, she looks 105.
Botox.
You know? She didn't have any Botox.
Right. I guess the bond money didn't stick too well to the wallet. She can't afford it.
Well, it was like 1975.
I didn't care for the kid being like, you know where the guest house is, right? It's past the tennis court and the pool. Super douche.
Yeah.
Super douche. I like how Yolanda was like, so Taylor, you having a good day? You having a good day? Oh, you look great. Your outfit's really amazing. You look so pretty, Taylor. I love you, by the way. Talking shit about me. And I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, that was great. I did like that. That was points on the Yolanda point page for me.
No, such an aggressive vampire.
No, that was cute. It's on the pro Yolanda list with one other item of mine, which is sometimes I like her hair.
You know, whatever it is the relationship has with Yolanda has with Mohammed, it's for the kids' benefit. I get it. David being there, Taylor being a little, like spiteful to David. I don't know. Like some of these things are just seem forced.
Look, Yolanda, you walk into your house and find your husband swinging, and then we'll talk. Hey, not my words. Those were Taylor's when she wasn't wasted.
Which is very, very few.
How about how quick they made those Paris plans? 3 people are going to Paris and everybody else is
right? We'll just meet up in Paris next week. Yeah, okay.
Hey guys, I have a little trip planned to Ohio. You want to go to Ohio with me?
I don't get what all of you are doing. If you're trying to make it be like the show, it would be me calling all of you and saying, hey, we need something to happen. Can you all arrange a trip somewhere? And then pretend like you spontaneously came up with it when the cameras are rolling. That's how it would go.
We did get Kim to show up with her passport finally.
And on time.
Because she's not drunk.
She has, well, we know that she's not drunk yet, but we got some little tips and tricks that she divulged to Kyle.
Yeah, as she clung on to the goddamn cup. I sometimes sneak wine in my cup, but you cannot have this one.
Do you blow on it? Pretend to blow on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyla's saying that she could pinpoint every time that she even thought about it, so why did you wait all this time? Like, Kyle, I understand that the cameras are on you some of the time, but on the off time, why weren't you, like, pushing to get her into this, like, rehab or whatever situation that you just gave up? And now you're saying, well, I knew all along, and I knew then, and I knew this, and I knew that. Come on, really?
She didn't say that, though. She said we all knew. After a while, it was all out there, and I couldn't really do anything.
I like how John's voice goes up like this when he starts talking about it. Look, I have a theory, and you can tell me if you agree. I think Kim has been using, and everyone can comment below and let me know what they think too. I think Kim has been using the entire season, except Kathy Hilton, super rich mother, gonna kill you all Hilton, has hired a team of people this season to make her not appear drunk and wasted all the time. That is what I think has happened this season.
All of a sudden, she's got staff now, and she's got all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot more people around her.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a house manager.
I bought a martini shaker.
When you're not drinking, you're not spending money frivolously.
Well, how much are you drinking? I can afford staff now? What? That's a lot, Michelle.
I don't buy bottles of liquor. I don't need to hide it.
I've got
you tell
staff
me.
now.
That's a good point. I'm sure she's saving all that liquor money.
But I think Eric has a point. She does have a lot more people around her. So.
I'm telling you, Kathy Hilton, look, all of the Hiltons don't really have, what's her face, stupid ass Paris is known for like, that's hot, and then Kim is known for this show, and Kim is known for nothing. Kathy is the only one that has an empire, the hotels, the husband. She's probably like, I'm sick of my fucking drug addict drunk sister ruining our family name. I'm gonna dump $100,000 into somebody making sure she seems stable this season.
A sober companion.
I agree with all of that, except Paris Hilton is an upstanding citizen, and I love her.
Doesn't
I love her. I love her too.
For J-Lo, doesn't she?
Oh, selling J-Lo out. Stadium.
So I just want to know, I mean, did Taylor not go to Paris because she couldn't afford it, or because she was just being smart and didn't want to drink so much?
He's saying comment below. Comment, please. He was just comment below and let us know.
Do I need to make my hilarious retort to that again, or you can edit that?
No, we can edit that. I just wanted to make sure we had him saying comment below, which he refused to do. Yolanda, your stupid ass pouting as if you cannot be away from your gay husband. Look, he's not missing you. There's a dick up his ass right now. So you need to have fun in Paris.
That's the same thing my roommate said when we were watching it the other night. Seriously, he has a dick up his ass line is permanently cemented now.
If Yolanda had a dick up her ass, she wouldn't be bothered, right?
Stop it.
Okay, fine. Then let's talk about how annoying would it be to have one of your friends who every time there's a party and he gets in front of the piano has to do this every 5 minutes.
Oh, God, I know.
All parties all the time, I would get tired.
Oh, it's like, we know you're a composer. Shut the fuck.
I literally would be like, I'd be like giving a drunk eye roll to other party guests and be like, all right, it's time to go gather around the piano again.
There's the closing music. It's time to stop and go home.
What is his name? What is his name, Michelle?
David Foster.
Yeah, David Foster, we're doing you a favor. None of your friends want to tell you they can't take it anymore. Stop. They don't really like it. It's annoying. We've seen it 3 times. It's annoying.
Oh, it's insufferable at this point. I'm just like, and especially the way he presents it which is like, you can sing and you can sing and I can play and you can sing. You shut up. You can hum and you can come in on the chorus. And they're like, shut up. If it's a fun piano thing, then it's a fun piano thing. Come to like Marie's Crisis with a bunch of gays singing around a piano, singing show tunes. That's fun. Now, if you want to get David Foster and be all like, everything I say goes, don't go outside of this singing box. And it's like, you know what? Give me a little appetizer that you're passing around, and then I'm going to leave because I am over this place.
Dick.
There's too many rules. Just have fun.
I know when they were in France, Yolanda comes walking through the hotel doors and is all super friendly to the staff, like she knows everybody.
And
like,
super French.
I felt like she was very familiar with them, and then the girl behind the counter was like, oh, what is your name? Oh, I had to rewind that 2 or 3 times. It was so funny to me. I was like, oh, hello. Oh, I come to France all the time. Hello, I'm here. Mwah, mwah, mwah. What is your name?
Okay, so fireworks going off.
Fireworks going off, champagne bottles flowing.
I think the only thing that mattered about fireworks was Kim coming in, and do we think she was drunk? Do we not think she was drunk? Let us know in the comment section below. Was she wasted?
I mean, if she wasn't wasted, she's at the very least, she likes putting silky dresses up her vagina. Because she stuffed that dress straight up there when the wind came blowing.
I don't know. At first, I thought she was faking it. When I watched it back a second time, you know, there were these moments to where the camera's cutting away from her, and then Kyle's asking her, "What's that look about?"
I'm telling you from experience, and Jeffrey will confirm, that was Xanax. That was slow.
I'm under oath too. Xanax.
Today, so
maybe it was an Ambien. Was it an Ambien?
Yeah. I'm old school. It's Xanax, baby.
Could have been a Xanax. It could have been.
I don't know, man.
It could have been a Xanax. I'm telling you, I swear, that's my adult drug of choice. I'm telling you right now.
Oh,
Fuck
isn't it fabulous?
Coke, bring on the Zanny. Zanny the nanny.
Oh, man. Yeah, so we're going to have a beat to be continued.
Michelle?
Yes?
Would you like to tell anybody, quickly, I will play the Jaws music on your ass, quickly, what happened with you and the Oscars and Brandi and Live? And what happened? What happened?
Okay. Brandi was a fashion correspondent for ontheredcarpet.com/live, and you can only watch it on the internet, so I decided to watch it, and they said, hey, why don't you start tweeting to us? And Brandi said, hey, I don't have my phone. And they said, don't worry, just hashtag us, and we'll make sure we deliver the tweets to you. So I tweeted to her that I liked that our hair looked great. There were a bunch of other tweets that went through. So meanwhile, they go back and forth, they're looking, they're waiting, they're talking about Housewives, talking about the book, and all of a sudden, Lawrence Zarin, I think that's how you say his name, said, hey, let's go to some tweets. And he goes, oh, we have a tweet from, and he goes, and he's looking real hard at the monitor, and he goes, oh, we got a tweet from Michelle from the Bronx. And she goes, oh, I love her. And they flashed my tweet on the red carpet with the Oscars background going, and Brady goes, I just love her, and I'm just like, ah!
Yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot because that is not the last bit of Twitter news that you have.
Are you talking about Taylor?
Yeah, would you like me to start it and then you can jump in?
I have to bring up the tweets, but do you really want me to?
So apparently Taylor on Twitter over the weekend was fighting with a crazy Twitter follower and said that she was going to did call the police and the FBI on her crazy Twitter person.
Yep, loved it. But she stopped because Lisa must have tweeted to her to calm down or something, and she just thanked Lisa for something else, and it ended. And there hasn't been any other happy tweets, as she puts it. Love my happy tweeties. Since.
Yeah, well, she's sobered up.
Well, pretty much.
A tweetie is a sandwich where you put a Xanax and like some frozen vodka, and then you top it off with a Vicodin, and you smush it and you wrap it in chocolate. It's called a tweetie.
Oh, man,
and Jeffrey is going to give you guys the recipe for that. Okay, look. Okay, look, I just want to tell all of you something.
Bang!
I hated Vanderpump. I
don't know what you mean.
I hated the finale. It was the worst finale ever.
You hated
I'm not lying to you.
I am not lying. I hated the finale.
I'm not lying to you.
Okay, I guess.
Is cocaine, virtual cocaine right now?
No, isn't that what Jax was doing?
That was what Jax was doing to
I'm not
the
lying
therapist.
to you.
This is Jax's tell the entire season that I've said. It's this, and it's the flicking of the nose when he's talking. So much so that the therapist was like, hey, if you're lying about not sleeping with the girl and getting her pregnant and you want to tell us later, it couldn't be any more obvious. But if you want to tell me later, you can.
It's okay. You want to waste 2 months of income. That's fine.
He was lying so bad that the vein in his forehead was ready to burst onto the screen.
Oh, yeah.
I bet he's got veins.
Oh, well, no, Jeffrey, no.
Oh, we listen to your muffin talk a lot. Just shut up.
Hey.
Go outside, at least walk around and get some air.
No, a mature, well-educated individual will be a better lay than any of those flakes that work at SIR.
Excuse me, somebody lied to you, and go ahead.
I love Lily. Yes, she did rant and rave. I loved her from the beginning. I love that she was there. I love the way she told off Jax and said we were going to be watching her on the Golden Globes. And sure enough, she quit SIR and she got a movie role with Jennifer Aniston. And it comes out August. And it's called We're the Millers.
Coming from a theater background, I understand crazy people. I'm also consider myself one of them. And so I think as I become a crazier, older person, I'm a better and better actor. And I think this is true of Laura Lee and her meth addiction problem and her crazy daddy issues. And I think she's probably a wonderful, talented actress.
Well, it gives you a lot to pull from, right? All the crazy and emotions and abandonment and this and that and on the streets and oh my God. Woo! I'm in the Millers.
I've seen her on Law and Order so many times. Like, I don't know when this whole meth thing kicked in on her.
Came from the prop department.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they wanted to base that all in the storyline just for SIR, because there's nothing really written elsewhere about her regarding all of that. So, take it with this grain of see you later.
Yeah. Here is my 2 favorite parts of Vanderpump. Number 1 was Stassi wiping her face off, and not the actual scene, but knowing what she must be thinking watching it for the first time about how horrible she looked as all of the bronzer and all of the shit was coming off of her face. She was crying. So bloop, ding, number 1. Number 2, Jax shitting his pants, sitting down with Lisa to subtext people say, I'm quitting the show, breaking my contract, is what he was actually saying to her, not I'm quitting. which is why if you look at Lisa when he walks away, she's like, production. She's like staring right at the producer.
I'm going to have to go back and watch that. You know, talking about Stassi and her melty, tearful makeup face, it reminded me of, you know, that like Chinese guy at the end of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, when the Ark gets open and all the ghouls come up and he like grabs the like medallion and it burns his hand and like he just starts laughing crazy and like scared and his face is melting. That is Stassi's soul, is what that is.
My favorite part was Stassi sitting there crying, going, everybody just thinks I was such a bitch, and that's what everybody thought. And I'm like, we still do. Nothing's changed.
I don't feel bad for it at all. The thing is that like, she's like, what did I do to deserve all of this? Bitch,
breathe.
Karma. It's called karma, bitch. It's for however you treat every girl that comes in there, walk to that restaurant, how you treat the guy at the gas station, how you treat other waitresses. It's how you treat people, Stassi. And it's the world has come back on you. And you know what? I'm disappointed in Jax, but I'm still on his team for a little.
Me too. I am totally Team Jax. And I loved how after it happened to Stassi, they had the little poll that you could vote on.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what are you like, should Stassi wear devil horns or angel wings? And it was like, devil. And then after all of that happened, nobody likes you.
No, and you know what? The thing is I'm still not entirely convinced that Jax actually got a girl actually pregnant. He may have cheated on her, but I really think this is one of the oldest tricks in the book when you're a girl working in Vegas to like hook up with some hot dude that might be a model or a TV guy, and then in a month or so call him up and be like, hey, buddy, we have a problem. I need a few $100s. I don't see that medical record. I don't see that dead baby. Like, I don't, you know.
Because it's something you like to see.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. I thought the same exact thing, and it helps when the guy is a little dumbish. Makes it easier. But it more than anything, it makes me wish I had a vagina.
Because vaginas are money makers.
Seriously, I would be.
You hear that, Michelle?
I would be on a pole and pumping out fake abortion babies.
It's a great scam.
It's a great
girl power.
I think that Stassi crying was fake. She put her head down, she took a breath, almost looked like she was ready to giggle, rotated her head almost in an exorcist style, and then turned on the tears. I think that once the tears started, she went somewhere, wherever that she needed to go. So, you know, all the excuses, everything, yeah, you know what, Stassi? He did it to you. You learned your lesson, you got burned, you're hardcore, you dissed all your friends. Go read her blog. She talks about it.
I think Jax is a bad person from all of this. Now that we've seen the whole thing, it's not a battle of good versus evil. It's like bad versus evil. Jax to me did a bad, wrong thing. Stassi is an evil, awful person, and it means that they're below the bar to me, and I forgive the lesser of two evils.
Right, and sometimes good people do bad things. It doesn't mean Jax isn't a good person, but Stassi isn't a good person at all.
Wait a minute. Time out. And Jax openly admitted that he makes up stories that his name isn't even Jax. We started this whole season.
Sometimes good people do bad things.
And his name is Jason.
I don't care about the name thing. I don't care about it.
It doesn't bother me either.
Actor guy and Jax.
Okay, that's
how they are in Hollywood.
Seriously, who names their kid Jax?
Who isn't like that in Hollywood?
As a woman, it means something to me. Sorry.
You don't even date men, so shut up.
Please, how many times do women lie about their weight or age?
Oh, God, right?
Little lies. It's just little lies. I mean,
wait. So when Stassi is banging him, she's going, oh, Jason, or you think she's going, oh, Jax? Like, that's what's bothering me. It's like, all right, he had this name for how long? He has a surname for Hollywood, but what is it that they have in the bedroom? If it's not true in the bedroom and she doesn't let all of us know that that's his acting name, come on, please.
I agree with you only if it wasn't Stassi, because you know what? Stassi wants to fuck a Hollywood guy. Stassi wants to fuck a model, an actor. She wants to be whisked away by this perfect person that doesn't exist in her head. And you know what? She got fucked, and she deserves it.
And you know what else? Maybe if she loosened that leash a little bit, Jax could have, or Jason could have relaxed a little bit and maybe not told so many damn stories to that dumb bitch.
I'm in. Michelle, you idiot. So I think that, no, look, here's what I want to say. I totally agree with you. When she was down and her eye, like, I think she was, like, rubbing the shit in her eye to make herself cry. Like, she took pepper off the table and, like, rubbed it into her eye.
Blew it.
And then came up.
Blew it in her face.
That's number one. Number two, I totally agree. I think if you find out that it becomes that thing where if this was a lie and you were able to tell that lie to my face was everything. So I get how that could fuck with your head. I get it. But I also agree with Jeffrey. Stassi deserves all that and every other horrible thing that ever happens to her in life, you evil bitch.
Real quickly, I want to just go ahead and say into this concept that's coming to fruition here is about Stassi maybe provoking herself to crying. I'll admit there was a couple times on The Glass House where maybe I did a little too much because I got labeled a crybaby, but there were a couple strategic times where I knew, since I had a background in performance and theater, that I knew once I got kick-started with some tears, then I could say some things that needed to be softer projected. Because, like, I already knew that I had made a Mormon girl cry and been like real hard-hitting, so I knew when it didn't go my way, the things I had to say through tears in order to show the humanity behind that decision. And so I wouldn't put it past this Stassi girl for 1/2 second to think the same thing, to be like, oh, I knew this, I've known this for months. Let me, like, stick a finger in my eye hole for a minute. And now that I'm going, let's do the scene. And I totally think that's possible 100%.
It is the best of all reality shows. It is a reality show of actors that know what makes good TV. I'll take it one step further. I wouldn't be surprised to find out the Jax thing wasn't a lie, yet something he decided would be like, I think Lisa's back there like, we don't have any good way to end this season. And Jax was like, all right, I'll say the thing was a lie, and then that could be our big ending for the season.
I mean, he seemed very distraught to some degree. I think he's a model. I don't think he's an actor. And so I saw some, like, realness in him, but you're right. It's totally possible. I really do think, I mean, just based on my own experience with our own cast and knowing them intimately during our experience on the show, you know, out of 14 people, 11 of us had some sort of performance background. So, like,
all right, so if you were really, really ticked off and you walked outside to get air and you were holding a martini glass, would you, A, throw the glass and stomp your feet and curse and scream, or would you sit down, gather yourself, and casually take a drink of the martini? I mean, I would be throwing things and kicking things and, like, so again, yes, maybe it was all active. For him to just casually sit down, I was like, yeah, I don't believe this. Now his next thing is, I've got to put my head in my hands and make everybody that's going to now come out feel bad for me and have, like, this little group thing, and then I can leave.
I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah, no, you guys, we have to watch this. I don't know if it's going to get renewed for a second season. For Lisa's sake, I hope she does, but maybe she'll just win the mirror ball.
John Richardson, I want to know this. Yes. When Vanderpump Rules was about to start and you were like, I don't know, tell me, you enjoyed it more than you thought you were going to enjoy it, though, right?
Maybe a little.
Okay. All right.
Just write it in pencil so it can be erased. But I am glad it's over.
Well, it's not over. We have the reunion. We know that Jax has been doing some promo stuff with Stassi and I think Kristen and Tom, Forehead Tom, I'm not 100% sure, but they do still have some sort of communication going.
Of course they are.
We have the reunion next week.
Look.
I don't know. There's going to be yelling, of course.
Jax could like, oh god, I was gonna say piss on me. Jax, because I didn't want to say beat me. I didn't want to be insane. Look, here's my point. There is nothing Jax could do to me that I would not be like, yes, let's go have sex, is my point.
I'd like to lick his eyebrows. I think his very well manicured eyebrows in this episode were completely delicious. Is that inappropriate to say? Can I walk up to the guy in person and say, hey, you have delicious eyebrows?
I want to lick and wear his socks.
Ew.
Thanks for joining us. Come back again next time. I've already messed this up. I'm going to start it over.
I don't know why you're bothering, because it's going to be the one.
I know, it's just going to be in it, right? Alright. Hey, everybody. Sorry! I got drunk while we were doing this. This time I apologize. Alright, I needed it. I really haven't been drunk in like 8 days. Alright. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Check out my blog. There's some fun stuff. The address is www.jeffmarksthespot.wordpress.com. We'll see you again real soon.
Thanks for joining us, and please vote for me. I'm in Joan Rivers. Joan knows comedy. What?
Sorry. You said you were in Joan Rivers. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for joining us, and please vote for me. Joan Rivers is having a comedy contest, and I'm in it. The link is below. You can also find it on my Comedy Jonah Twitter and Facebook.com/Comedy Jonah.
All right, you guys, we're out of here. Show from the Bronx. I'm signing out. Eric's going to cut me out. He's going to give me the Jaws theme. I'm done. See you next week. Bye.
Well, that about wraps up the show for this week. We really hope you guys loved it. Thank you so much for always commenting below, sharing us on social media, and checking out the new YourRealityRecap.com. And the links are below if you don't know where any of those things are or you haven't done them. Time to give back, people. And look, here's my special announcement. I didn't say it was a good one, but next week we may not be here. We may, or we may not. Probably not. You'll find out if the show goes up. Now, I'm sure we will be tweeting it. But if we're not here, no worries. We'll cover everything the week we get back, and might even have a special guest to make it up for you. So, we'll see you guys all next week, or not, or we will. Bye for now. Outtakes. So what is going on? What do we think? Look, what? Somebody say something.
And she just kept sticking her pointy nipples at me.
That's funnier.
I have an oral fixation.
And here's a shot, in case you missed it, of Eric's eye roll. Ding!
I hope that she was moved.
3 gay people, Michelle.
I don't even put olives in anymore. I just have a Xanax on a toothpick.
Who the fuck gets Thin Mints when you have a choice of all the other Girl Scout
First
cookies?
of all, it was a birthday gift. And also, there were Samoas in the box. So, trust me, I got Samoas, and now I'm working myself through some wheat thins. Don't worry, Eric. I'm eating them in the order of goodness, okay? I'm just trickle-down economics.
There's the original Oreo, the double stuffed Oreo, and now they have the mega stuffed Oreo, which is 2 double stuffed Oreos together.
Sounds like a gay man's dream.
Sounds like I gained 15 pounds. Anyway.
Special thanks goes to Ben & Jerry's for sponsoring Ice Cream by Bravo, their new flavor, Botox Bonanza.
Just kidding. Allegedly. Don't sue us.